Hello everybody, welcome back to Road to Master. I hope you're all having an amazing day. We're starting off with the black pieces against a 2063 from Canada. We have, I'm going to call this the declined Norwegian rat because like they do have the option to push and get a better position. And they decide to actually go for F3, which isn't the correct move. The correct move is push. F3. What do we do against F3 is a good question. I don't know, actually. I mean, taking is the obvious, right? Taking is the obvious. I don't think there's tricks. I probably don't want to let them get E5 now. I don't think that's a valid option. So we probably just have to take, right? We probably just have to take. And this apparently transfers into the Blackmar Damer Gambit with a G6, which is interesting for sure. The Blackmar Damers, I've got a complicated history with that one, to be honest. It's not not my favourite to play against. I think we'll play Bishop G7. We're struggling to break after an E5 though. We'd probably end up with C5 as our main break. And they're struggling to play C3 with the knight there, to be fair. So maybe Bishop G7 isn't the worst. Maybe that is not the worst. Yeah, so the Blackmar Damers, it's... Oh, my mic is not actually near my face. I hope that's a bit better. It's interesting. I think the move is Bishop G4. So then at least our knight can go back to D6, D7 safely. Because I used to play the Scandinavian all the time. There was a guy at my club who is the gambit man, basically. And he plays gambits against everything. And this was what he chose against me, and I just got crushed every single time, which is great. I've learned a bit about it. I know a few solid defensive ideas, but it still haunts me a bit, to be honest. Let's castle. I mean, we're going to castle kingside, right? Castle and queenside is potentially an option. They do have this open file, but I'm going to call their bluff and say that I don't think they actually have any sort of attack going. Well, it might do, but nothing that like scares me, you know. Nothing that scares me. Maybe we're looking for a knight c6. They're going for this classic thingamabob. I think we can go c5 here. Of the idea takes, and then something with the bishop doing stuff. Hopefully, potentially, maybe. Yeah, like maybe a bishop d7 or something. Go after this. Potentially. I think c5 is not a silly idea. d5 possible. d5 is possible. And maybe you could claim that c pawn's a bit overcooked. Is overcooked the right word? I don't know. That just sort of came to my mind. Maybe we could even take this knight. But they are going to long castle. So we need to generate some sort of queenside attack. Right? So maybe just like c6. The knight might struggle developing. But we always have knight d5 if we need that. So I'm going to go c6, b5, get the queen to a5, and do our usual queenside attack we do when they go for this bishop queen with the queenside castle. Seems to work a percentage of the time. What the percentage is, I'm not sure. But it does seem to work sometimes. Especially if they focus too much on their kingside attack. I think it is slow but scary, which is strange because their attack seems fast and scary, and obviously a fast attack is going to win against a slow attack. But it's weird. It's weird that this is also a valid attack, even though it's so slow. But I guess the point is you get the tempo on the knight, and then the tempo on this pawn as well. If they castle, because they need to watch out for that, otherwise it's going to be a mate. We'll take the knight, sure, and then continue on. Continue marching. Because now we can sit on h5. They could go bishop e2 and trade off. Potentially something to worry about. But if we can get this bishop involved, that would be nice. Maybe c5 still on the table. We could also go to h5. I mean, we push this. Where's the knight going? We push this. Where is the knight going? It's going back, right? And then they're not castling. So maybe knight h5 is fine. I'm going to say. Because they go bishop e2, then we play b4. So they go knight there first. Which doesn't quite make sense to me. Because now c5 is a valid move. Right? Now c5 is a valid move because we have bishop takes b2. Either way, basically. They push, we take. They take, we take. Well, we would take the queen first, but same sort of thing. They're going bishop to g4, I guess is their idea. Is that something to be worried about? We can always go to f6. You know, we can always go to f6 if we need. If we go knight c6, they push. And this bishop becomes a bit less sharp. But we do have things like knight b4. Although the queen covers any sort of threats. So we could go to e5. And then maybe go this way around. So I don't mind that. We're going to ignore this for now. We can come back if we absolutely need to. But now we're threatening to potentially take, which could be nice, because then we get the open c file as well. For if they ever decide to castle, you know, apparently they don't want to. And to be honest, I would be hesitant as well. I think castling now might be okay. But you see these pawns marching, and all of a sudden, you know, it's not as exciting. It's not as, I don't know the word. It's not as inciting, surely. I don't know. It doesn't matter. It's not as good looking to castle alongside. So that's what I'm trying to say, basically. Again, they push this. I think we just take. And eventually it would be undefended, I think. Like bishop takes, we just take with the knight. Queen takes, we take with the queen. So they would be left with the knight. And then we can just take this, right? With potential forks on the king and queen as well, which would be delicious. Absolutely delicious. Yeah, they decide to long castle here. Maybe b4 is a valid move. And if they take, we go like queen a5. And there's a few questions to answer there. There is a few questions to answer. What do you do? Because this bishop is super strong. You know, if you ever play b3, you can't really play a3 because takes, right? And then we could even throw in this intermezzo check before we take back. So I think we go b4 when we abandon this pawn. I think surprisingly that might be an okay move. And I use might because I genuinely don't know. We go queen a5, they go there, we just take the pawn, right? We just take the pawn. Because if they take, then we can take back with the knight, which covers the spot anyway, so it's threatening mate at least. Which will be nice. And again, this bishop's just going to open up, which is beautiful, really. Really, really beautiful. And we're threatening sort of queen a5 regardless of what they do. You know, they go for this, we still go queen a5 because we're threatening mating 2. And they have to deal with that. Otherwise, it's going to be bad news. Very bad news. So I'm happy, I think, in this position. Strangely enough, I think I'm happy. They're going to have to pull out some serious defense in order to do this. I think d5 could be it. But then we just sort of work our knight in a different way round. And we're stopping that. They decide to go for that. So we're gonna pull out our series of moves. If they decide to go d5 now, then takes, right? Threatening, obviously, mate with the bishop or the queen. And then what do you do? So we're just gonna go queen a5. I don't think we're missing anything. They go b3. Maybe we take, maybe we check. We probably throw in the check. They decide to go king there, which makes sense. Now, do we take a minute? Do we take a move, or do we keep going? We could very well keep going with c4, but our queen is in trading position. You know, our queen is in trading position, which is a sort of reason, I guess, to not play bishop h6 for them. Okay, that's fine. But we could alternatively go c3, which is equally as devastating, right? Equally as devastating, because if they push, then we go queen a3. But supported by queen c1. So we go there, push, there. No. There. No, they don't have time, right? They don't have time to do anything, basically. They go c3. Maybe we push. But then they push as well. And all of a sudden our attack's a bit mistimed. So maybe we just leave it and play like a rook b8. Threatening takes. Yeah, I think we go c4. I'm not, obviously I am worried about bishop takes, but I think we have a bigger threat on c3. I think we have a bigger threat on c3. They could take and then takes. We're slightly weak. We're slightly weak. I'm not going to deny. There is potential for weakness there. Ah, we could take back with the queen, though. That's nice. So they decide to do that, and I think here we go rook b8. I think here we go rook b8. I don't see the benefit of pushing. And then we could potentially even do a little rook lift and go after this. And if they take, then we go there. So we go rook b8. We go rook b8, and we'll take back with the queen, I think, is the safer option. It moves the queen away from our attack a bit. But I think it's necessary because you can't go all-out attack, I don't think. Their attack still has legs. And if you ignore it too long, you're just going to get steamrolled. So it's got to be a bit of a balance. And they still haven't made up their mind about d5. And maybe we have this outpost on d3 that we could use potentially in the future. Even double up the rooks. So I think in the long run we have options, right? They decide to go there. But now I think knight f6 is fine. Right? Knight f6, bishop back. Then maybe we go along with our plan. Because their attack seems awfully slow then. So they have to worry about the bishop, right? Our bishop's not doing much anyway now, which is fine. But we've got time. We've got so much time now. They can't go bishop d7, which is good. Yeah, and then we move up to... we have a slight problem with that. So maybe we have to go to b5, which is fine. b5's not bad. And it's potentially covering h5 as well, which I like. It's not threatening a6, however. It's not threatening a6. Maybe I could have taken there. No, I probably couldn't. Knight takes is fine. Yeah, knight takes would have been fine. Okay, I think we still have to play this smart. I think we still have to play this really smart. I don't think they decide to actually push a pawn, which is fine. Can we ignore it? Is the age-old question, right? Can we ignore the pawn? Can we do it? Can we go like rook b8? It's unlikely that we can, right? Because I don't think this works. We get 2 rooks for the queen. Is not ideal. Although, maybe then we have something like takes, which could actually be huge, to be fair. Maybe I don't mind that. With the bishop, because that would be pinned, right? Maybe that's not that bad. Maybe that's not that bad at all. You go bishop there. Takes. No, but then I still have that, right? I still have that. You can't stop that. We go there, then knight takes. Maybe that's not bad at all. That's a wild one, right? That is a wild one. Takes, takes. Knight takes, rook takes, queen takes, rook takes. King takes, knight there. Bishop takes. Queen takes for a start, right? Queen takes for a start. But what if like king a1, let's say. King a1, then we still have takes, right? With the threat of queen mate. So king c1. We still have takes. I think. Yeah, we still have takes. With the threat of check and then some mate. So I think we could actually go rook b8. Should we do it? I mean, what are they going to do? You know, they either take or they deal with the threat, you know? And if they deal with the threat, we just keep playing. And if they take, then we go along with our plan. So I think this has to be done. I think it has to be done. I think this is our chance. Because we were waiting for them to push, right? And this has opened up our bishop as well. So we don't have time to really mess around. If they try something like e5, we just do knight takes pawn. Maybe. Maybe not. Maybe we just take. Maybe we just take still. That's significantly more risky though because we don't have the bishop. Yeah, maybe we just still take. Why not? Why not? Yeah. Yeah. No. Yeah. I mean, it's still like the queen for the rooks, but the question is, do we get anything else out of it? So e5, potentially the move. Potentially the move. Takes, bishop takes, knight takes. And then takes, knight takes, rook takes, queen takes, rook takes, king takes, and then bishop takes. Bishop there works, unfortunately. Right. Oh, but then takes and check, right? Takes and then check, and we win the rook. That's a lot of moves. That is a lot of moves to calculate. Oh my gosh. Is this... They take. Ooh, they take. So we got to go for this, right? We got to go for this. And they have to do knight takes. If the queen moves, then we just get check and then disgusting things. Disgusting things happen. They have to do knight takes. That's like a done deal, right? Yeah. And then we go here. And pre-move. Then we go here. And that, I think, is the killer blow. That, I think, is the killer blow, my friends. Knight e4. Hopefully this works. We're down what? We got a couple pawns. 2 pawns out of that. For a piece. Which isn't bad on its own. Or was it... Ah, they throw that in. That's... Oh, no. We just take, right? We just take. I almost missed that. Oh, no. Yeah, so we're very healthy here, I think. We are very healthy here. They still have this pin, so we could potentially go here. Do we have to watch out for this pawn at all? We don't have check here. So this is where stuff gets important, you know. This is where stuff gets important. So queen a5 is an immediate threat. And how do you deal with that? You go bishop d2 works. Rook c1 works. Bishop d2 seems passive, so probably rook c1. And then do we just have a series of checks, right? I think we do, actually, because where's the king going? You go back, you lose your defender, right? And the same sort of happens, not quite, unfortunately. So bishop d2 is the correct move. Bishop d2 is actually the correct move. Okay, bishop d2 needs to be played then. Do we have queen a5, bishop d2, check? King there. Maybe we throw in some... Maybe we could throw in takes even. Takes. If king takes... no, we would have to go like queen d first. So bishop d2. Then we go check. King moves to c2, I think is necessary. Do we have anything better? Do we have like f5 maybe? Maybe we throw in f5 first. Actually, I don't mind that at all. f5, where's the bishop going? You have bishop e, f3 seems logical. Then there, same thing. But then we don't have check there. King c2. Then we have queen f2. And where's the bishop going? Is the bishop almost trapped? You go bishop d1. And at least we take this pawn. Okay. I think I might be happy with that. So we go here. And they have to play bishop d2, yeah. Then do we throw in f5 is the question. I actually quite like f5 as a move. Because you have to go to f3, right? f3 check. King there. Queen f2. Bishop d1. Takes. King takes, check. You've got king takes pawn. What we can do though is take first, bishop takes, check, king there, and then check, right? But king goes there. King goes there, then we have queen e3. King goes there, we have the same thing. So we take first. No, we play f5 first. We play f5 first. Oh, e6. E6. No, we can just take that. We can just take that. The knight's pinned. The knight's pinned. I thought I calculated that. I was like, that's fine. Oh no. Oh no. So I think we good. Maybe bishop g2 then. Maybe bishop g2. Maybe bishop g2. Yeah, that rook check actually was not that bad. That rook check was actually not that bad. I still think we had to go knight e4, right? I think we had to go knight e4. I don't see any other way around it. Because knight e4 prevents bishop d4 as a block, say if you go like knight e8 or something. No, but they couldn't have done that because we said you've got check. So maybe we could have gone knight e8. Maybe we could have gone knight e8. Knight e8, they can just also play e5, right? So they go there, and then we take. Bishop's forced to take with check there. And then we potentially win the bishop, right? Otherwise, we go to e3. Yes. I believe that is correct. I believe that is correct. If they go there, then we have this. Potentially. Or we could still go here, right? We could still go here. The bishop's pinned. They go c7. Is actually fairly complicated. Is actually fairly complicated. King a3. In fact, probably king c1. No, king c1. We can take the bishop. Oh, that's no. We take the bishop with check. So you. I don't even know. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. Yeah, the c7 not a nothing threat. You know, not a nothing threat. They decide to go there. Take. Put there c7 check. No, because then we can go back. But where do we actually? Oh, we go to c5, right? We go to c5, and that's fine. Yeah, and yeah, this is fine. This is fine. This is fine. So the problem was that anywhere we take the bishop, we get check. But I think a3 was better because then you're stopping b4, which I need to come to c5. You're stopping b4 check. But this way around, I get b4 check, right? This way around, I get b4 check. So if you decide to go c7, there, b4 check. We come to c5 to stop the pawn on c8. In fact, we can just take it on c7. I think that makes some sense. And then basically we're playing for forks, right? You play how you play when you're up a queen. You play to be tricky and be annoying and catch things. Catch things off guard, basically. So I think this is good. Hopefully, unless they pull out some blinder of a move, I think this is fine. I don't think they've got any more surprises left in the tank. Have they got check? No, check we go e6, right? Check we just go e6. It's fine. Perfectly fine. Woo! We're all good. We are all good. I think we've got this. I genuinely don't think they have any more surprises. If they take the pawn, that's just worse, right? That is just much, much worse. They take, or they push here. No, I think we're good. The problem is they could potentially go c7 with a bishop e5. Is potentially annoying. So you go bishop e5 first. Takes, push. And then I've got to sit on c5. Maybe I'm worried about the rook coming in. But we do have two connected passes. So at the same time, I think we might be fine. I hope we're fine anyway. We just got to push these. Maybe we have to sacrifice the queen for the rook if the king can cover c8, right? If the king can cover c8, I think we could be fine. Rook b1. Maybe we push. No. We have to go king. Maybe that's not fine. Maybe that's not fine. No, but the rook comes down. So we go king f7. The rook comes down, and then maybe we check. Checking's not nice, though. You know, it's not... this is complicated. Yeah, rook b1. Not a nothing move. Not a nothing move, right? Yeah. Ooh. Ooh. Not a nothing move. We go c3. Rook down. King up. Push. Yeah. Ooh. Ooh, they go there, though. They go there, though. We just push. c3. Rook there. Takes. Ooh. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. I didn't mean to do that. Oh, no. The mouse slips. No. No, no, no. I think... Oh, no. We're not good now. We're definitely not good now. Oh, no. Oh, I need to stop. I need to seriously... Hands off mouse, you know. Oh, that was terrible. What should I have done? Maybe just push c3. Because then, rook there... Ah, yeah, c3. Not a bad move, I don't think. Because rook there, we can actually just push c2. Right? We can actually just push c2. Because rook... Oh, no, we do... no, we can't. Rook takes, queen there. Yeah, this is the problem now. This is the problem now. This is the problem now. We take the rook, we play down a bishop, you know, we play down a bishop, which isn't ideal. Because we can't stop rook d8. Like, we legit can't stop it. There's nothing we can do to stop that. Unless we just go like king, bishop there, and try check forever. But I think even then the king could escape. Oh, this isn't good anymore. This isn't good anymore. C3, rook d8, king f7. There. Takes, rook takes. We've got nothing. We've got nothing down that line. Right? We genuinely have nothing. Unless we go... we could... We could, in fact, go c3, right? Because then we're threatening queen h1 mate. That's tricky. That is very tricky, actually. Because rook d8, king f7, queen, mate. Mate. Ooh, I wonder if they fall for that. And if bishop takes, then we just take with check, right? And then we just take the pawn. That's a tricky trick. That is a very tricky trick. Oh my gosh. Yeah, how do you stop that? And then we basically just got a free move, because if they go back or something, or they shuffle. I think the way to play it would be rook there, king f7, king f8, e7, rook e8, king d7. They decide to go there, but then maybe we get some checks in. Maybe we can get some checks in. If we can take the rook with check, that would be amazing, right? That would be amazing. In fact, can we just go check there, mate? Right? There. King there. Check. There. And then try to take that with mate? I think so, maybe. At least we're covering like a c8. But this is deadly. We go there. And now maybe I think we have something. Now I think we have something. There. There. We can take the pawn. Oh, maybe not. Do we have anything? We can't save the pawn, right? Could at least take this. We're going for perpetual, maybe? I think it might have been slightly better to go to e4. But maybe it won't matter. Maybe we can make it not matter. As long as we take the rook with check, we're winning again, right? As long as we can take the rook with check, we're winning again. So we just need to do some clever forks, right? We just need to do some clever forks. They decide to go for it. So we just need to, yeah, try do that, basically. Is a big ask. Is a very big ask. But if we can, it would be huge. I mean, I'll take a draw from a mouse slip. I'd definitely take a draw. Maybe we're lucky to get anything out of this, actually. No, if we can get the king on c8, then we can take the rook, right? Then we can take the rook. No, maybe this is a... Yeah, oh no, we pin. Right, we pin. That's the old trick. We keep pinning. Oh, they maybe have like a... Oh no, but then we take the rook with check. Oh my gosh. I'd love to see what the computer says about this. We definitely missed some stuff. So we'll go there. Pin the pawn. Oh, that's mate. No. To be fair, I don't think there was much getting out of that. I don't think there was much we could do to get out of that. I'd love to see what the computer says, because we must have been better before the mouse slip. To be fair, they had some stuff before the mouse slip. You know, it wasn't nothing. We got a 60.1%. Wow. Versus a 70.7. All over the place. And apparently we had a win somewhere in the end game. Anyway, wow. Wild, wild, wild stuff. So we know this. F3, interesting, and taking is the best move. What is going up with this? Wow. Is it on autoplay? That's why. That is why. F6 wild, we take. And then just fianchetto, yeah. Apparently this is just not good. This is plus 1.2 here, which is crazy. And the best move was this. I get the computer's claiming this is just positionally winning. And I guess the threat is... Yeah, the threat is... Okay. I think I'm getting you. The threat is both B6 and E6. So you go knight there, maybe they have E6. No. Not a good move. Not even a relatively good move. It's just claiming it's positionally better. Because I guess castles and the queen and rook are maybe already lined up. I genuinely have no clue. I genuinely have no clue about that. So, yes, C5 was the correct thing to do. I was a bit too scared to do that. I didn't think it worked quite straight away. But we start our usual queenside attack. Knight H5 is the correct move. And I thought this was a bit weird. Castles, it seems like something you have to do sooner rather than later. Yeah, we get the knight out. Then castles a bit too late, maybe. We should have taken this. And I guess the play is just to trade down. The play is literally just to trade down. That's crazy. No, you don't take the queen, though. You go queen C7. And I guess try to get the rooks up, but then like rook D2. No. Oh, the bishop covers that. Yeah, so what are you doing then? You go knight there looking for some forks. Fishing for forks. Oh, and then when the queen comes in, you can go there. Ah. I wouldn't claim this is like winning, though. The computer really likes this for black, but I wouldn't claim this is like winning. Queen A5, very natural. And then C4, apparently a blunder. Apparently a blunder. I thought C3 was correct. Apparently not. You trade off, which doesn't seem right to me. C3 seems very natural. I don't really know. That seems very solid for white. C4, C3. Rook B8, yeah. Then we move the knight back. Apparently you just sack the knight. Because I guess if they take, then you can take pretty freely, right? And that's devastating. That is devastating, right? Because you're threatening takes, and you're not losing 2 rooks for the queen. You're getting 1 rook for the queen, which is beautiful. They move back, which is a great move. We go. Apparently, we can go rook b6. I guess because of b5, we just go a6, right? With the bigger threat. With the bigger threat. Which makes a lot of sense. But I think computer says b5 is fine. Still slightly better for black. And this is a blunder. And the reason is because of knight takes. Really? I guess then you've freed up your bishop already and you don't need to bother with knight e4, which got us in a bit of trouble, I think. That makes sense. Yeah, that's a nicer way of doing it. That's a much nicer way of doing it. We go rook b8, which is fine. Not like we lost a bit of advantage, but not all of it. They take, and then we take. Apparently, knight e4 is the correct order, though. You go there first. So then you can straight away do takes, which is really nice. Yeah, again, a nicer way of doing it. The same ideas, but a nicer way of doing things. Knight e4 is better. Apparently, d5 is fine, though. Rook takes looks good. Oh, but then that, yeah. Ooh. Yeah, e5, but then again, we just take. Apparently, check's better. Because then we take the knight. Oh, no? I don't know. Yeah, this was actually a really cool move, rook d8. Really, really interesting. Just dragging my queen away from the action. So it slows down my attack, so you have a bit of time to get your things back together. So apparently f5 straight away was the move. Again, right idea, wrong timing. Bishop d2 necessary. Like we said, rook c1 loses. Because after check, you either block your rook in or you move your king away from defending the knight. Then f5, yeah, the bishop goes back. Yeah, I thought g2 was the better option. And then you go queen d8, apparently. That doesn't seem right at all. Rook d1. Then that. And I guess the threat is takes with check, right? And that's crushing. That's got to be crushing. You can't claim that's not crushing. Apparently, like, oh, because they still have c6. So, yeah, it was actually that knight sack that allowed c6, which was the downfall of our game, right? Wow. Beautiful. We checked. King a1 apparently the best move. I thought king a3 was playable. Because of yeah, c6 takes, and then how do you defend after king a4? You check there. Oh, so you actually don't... You let them promote and just clear up everything else. Wow. That is beautiful. So if king b5 straight away, then check, down. You go there. Yeah, king d7, they have queen d6, so you go there. Same thing, though. Oh, and then you get trapped on c8. King goes up. Bishop comes in to give you a cover on b8. Queen there. There, and then you can't because you're pinned. Oh, wow. That is so smart. Wow. Could you sack the rook for it? Oh, no, because... Oh, the same pin. Yeah, the same pin. Duh. Wow. That is crazy. That's a beautiful way to defend that passed pawn. Wow. And this is completely winning for white, which is insane, right? This is... And they played beautifully, by the way. They played the best moves. Yeah, apart from that, though. Rook b1 is a much simpler way to win. They messed around with bit with there, which is a nice idea. You take the pawn and promote, right? And then the mouse slip happened, right? The mouse slip happened. c3, same idea as before. We have g1, except now they don't have any rook d8 ideas at all. And then what do you do? what do you do? D8, if they take, you take, and then it's just a lot simpler. They can take this, but then you get these, and you promote one of these eventually. So it was literally just that mouse slip that got us. It was literally just that mouse slip. We can still go c3, and we're looking for a draw here. Low on time, we didn't find the right checks. Apparently, just king f7 is the option, right? That's insane. King f7 just gets off the back rank, gets rid of the check on d8. Wow. And then here we just have nothing. They get the king across. Apparently, potentially drawable here with the correct play. You go down. We did not go down, but they kept going. Again, king f7 necessary. And then after this, we misevaluated. Well, I mean, to be fair, we just didn't see the mate, which is kind of cool, to be fair. But the correct series of checks was going down to a4. And then what? They go down again. Then you go king f7. They keep going with the king. You go there. Oh, and then where's the rook going? Yeah, rook can go there, though. Check. King d7. Oh, that's mating 2. Oh. Oh, so that's another idea behind king at f7. If the king ever comes in front, that's mating. Right, because the king's forced to d8 and then e8 check. Wow. Oh my gosh, that is beautiful. Whew. Wow. That was a great game. Really, really fun game to play. Yeah. Unfortunately, we lost, but I had great fun playing that. Anyway, thank you all for watching. I hope you all enjoyed. Please like if you liked. Please subscribe if you really liked, and I'll catch you guys all tomorrow. Bye bye.